back to Alice Talks Football, and in today's video is 7 of the best players that could have played for England at international duty. Now, 7 of the best players that could have made the England Euro 2020 squad. I'm not saying all 7 players in this list would have made the Euro 2020 squad, but 7 of the best players playing right now that could have actually represented England. Because in football, some players find they have 2, 3, and even 4 countries they could choose from to represent. For example, Tammy Abraham, just 2-3 months ago, people were saying, is he going to play for England or is he going to play for Nigeria? Luckily, he chose to play for England. But, you know, if they have grandparents from a country, if they've lived in a country for more than 5 years, or if they were born in a country, they can choose to play for that country at international duty. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below so you don't miss any daily football content from me. And yeah, PS, this list is not in any order, but starting off with the first player, and that is Erling Haaland. Yes, Erling Haaland, the 19-year-old wonder kid. He's got like 30-something goals in 20-something games. He's got 10 goals in 7 Champions League games. He's the wonder kid right now. He's having the season of his life. He's moved to Dortmund. He's averaging a goal every 15 minutes at Dortmund, which is insane, especially at 19 years of age. He's bossing the Champions League. He's bossing the league. He's not stopped scoring. He is the wonder kid of the time. Erling Haaland was actually born in Leeds, England. Now, Leeds is a city in England. He was born there, meaning that he actually had the choice to play for England and Norway. He was eligible to play for England or Norway, but he unfortunately chose to play for Norway, which obviously Norwegians are very, very happy about, and I can understand why. But imagine Erling Haaland for England. You know, him and Sancho are already linking up perfectly. If Erling Haaland played for England, we'd have a front three of Sancho, Haaland and Rashford for the future. Now that is scarily disgusting. Well, unfortunately he didn't, which is a shame, with Rashford and Kane out for long-term injuries and likely to miss the Euros, and Sterling playing like he's injured. England's attacking options are limited right now. The second player on this list is one that we've all heard of, and we've all heard about him playing for England, Gareth Bale. Now, when Gareth Bale was about 13, his agent proposed to him that he could play for England. However, he rejected the idea. Gareth Bale said he never wanted to play for England. He always wanted to play for Wales. He was born in Wales. Even though his grandfather was English, he was always going to play for Wales. Which, like, I guess it's understandable. You want to play for the country you're born in, unlike Erling Haaland. But he did have grandparents from England, and he could have played for England, but you know, that's his choice. It would have been brilliant for the England squad, although he is always injured, but like, what can I say? The third player is Wilfred Zaha. Now, Wilfred Zaha is a weird one because he actually made 2 England caps back in like 2013 under Roy Hodgson. However, his poor form, and he had a lot of like arguments with Hodgson in England, he was just out of favour with England in general. So he didn't play for some years, and then he decided, you know what, I'm going to play for Ivory Coast. I was born there. So he chose to play for Ivory Coast, which I guess was a good decision. Although his form has picked up from where he was in 2013, he would have made a few more caps for England. But I'm pretty sure with England's attacking options, especially the young ones coming through, that Zaha would have struggled to make it in the England squad for Euro 2020. So I guess playing for Ivory Coast was maybe a better decision for him. Now for the fourth one, okay, you can consider this a cheap one, okay? It's a little bit of a cheap one, but Christian Pulisic actually lived in England for 2 years when he was 7, and if he had stayed in England for another 2.5, 3 years, he could have actually played for the first team, because if you've lived in a country for 5 years, you could have played for the first team. But unfortunately, he was only here for 2 years, so he wasn't never really eligible for the first team. So it is a bit of a cheap one, but imagine Christian Pulisic. Like, we have so many brilliant youngsters in Sancho, Rashford, you know, even Abraham just coming through in the attack. Just imagine adding Pulisic to that. But that is a cheap one, but that is the fourth player on this list. Christian Pulisic, the Chelsea winger. Yeah, but he plays for the US, and the US are obviously really happy about that because the US never really have anyone good coming through. I'm sorry, US fans, but your football team's crap. But that could be changing. Fifth player, I'm going with a young youth prospect that some of you guys might have not heard of, but it is Giovanni Reina. Giovanni Reina, and I think that's how you pronounce his name, but he actually made his Champions League debut 2 nights ago against PSG in Dortmund's 2-1 win. The 17-year-old winger has played 7 first-team games for Dortmund. He only turned 17 back in November. So at the start of the season, he was 16. So he's got a brilliant future ahead of him. And he was born in Sunderland, England, but he chose to play for the USA. But he's just another, like, brilliant Dortmund youngster coming through. They're like, if they had played Reina, Haaland and Sancho as their front three, they'd have like a born in England front three, but only one of them actually plays for England. Do you know what I mean? And the next player on this list, the 6th player on this list, I've gone again with another youth prospect that could have played for England. And that is Ethan Ampadu. Now, the Chelsea guy with the big fuzzy hair, he's actually, you know, cut it off. That hair was bloody awful, let's admit it. He actually was born in Exeter, but he chose to play for Wales. Now, he's actually currently on loan at RB Leipzig, the German team, and he's doing quite well there. He played very well in their 1-0 win against Spurs last night in the Champions League. He's a centre-back, he's got great potential ahead of him, but he has chosen to represent Wales. He's actually played a few games for the Wales first team, and he's looked pretty strong, although he is born in England, which is actually kind of a shame, because England, like, attacking-wise, we've got some brilliant prospects coming through, but, like, defensive-wise, not so much. Obviously, the right-back slot, we're fine. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Max Aarons, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James. But in terms of the centre-back spot, I think we're lacking, and it would have been, he would have been a nice prospect to come through, but he has chosen to play for Wales. Now, the final player on this list, and to be honest, I couldn't really find a 7th player, because I was going to go for Leon Bailey, then I realised he was never actually eligible to play for England, and I didn't want to do another cheap one, so I've just gone with Adnan Januzaj, because back in 2013 or 2014 when he was coming through, he was like gassed up as the new wonder kid and stuff. You know, he was doing really well under Moyes, but he never kind of made it in his career. But Roy Hodgson at the time, when he was gassed up to being a wonder kid, wanted him to wait 3 years, so he lived here for another 3 years, so he would have been here for 5 years, so he could have actually played for England. Like, they were actually considering that, but Januzaj was like, no, F that, I'm playing for Belgium, which is probably the best decision, because he never made his potential, and to be honest, I don't think he would have got in the England squad. He did actually get in the Belgian World Cup squad and score a goal against England in the World Cup, but I don't think he'd get in the England squad, to be honest, because attack is where we're doing well. Attacking midfield is where we're doing well as well. Couldn't see him in this. So I guess it was the right choice by Januzaj. But this is Alice Talks Football, and this is 7 players that could have played for England. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football so you don't miss daily football content from me. If you think I missed anyone, comment it down below as I'll reply to all my comments. Share this video, and yeah, there'll be another video up tonight as a post-match review of the Manchester United Club Brugge game. So if you're a Man United fan, you've got to stay subscribed and tune into that. Thanks for watching.